let me ask you a question. Do you have that friend, colleague, a neighbor, a friend, a cousin that's always saying, I will always be by your side? Well, my coach and my boss are always telling me this. But here I am on this stage all by myself, and I'm nervous. I would love to share a little bit about my story with you today. I am Togolese Beninese by birth, Ghanaian by forced migration, and Italian American by adoption. I recently added the Italian because, well, as my adoptive father was born Italian American. A few years ago, I would not have been confident and accepting of who I am to have been able to share this with you. I started processing everything I've gone through the last few years. And a couple of years ago, I decided to be deliberate on how to process everything I have gone through so I can understand all the pieces and know where to place them in my story. I really believe the beginning of understanding who you are starts at the journey of discovery and acceptance. The journey, however, will not be easy. Trust me, I know. But to really understand yourself, you must go on this journey. The first image is sticky notes. And this was the first day of producing my personal story, My Stolen Childhood. And this is basically my life laid before you on the slide. And the second image is me being interviewed by my team. And this was actually the last day of producing the documentary. While I was preparing for this event, I came across a quote that I believe sums up my story, which says, narratives are reframed and redrawn to facilitate a deeper and more understanding of self and other. I had to go on a journey to really get the pieces of my experience so I can start rewriting my story. I would love for you to go on a journey with me right now so you can learn a little bit about me. When I was 7, I was taken from my family by my own uncle. My uncle told my parents that I'm going to live with him in Lomé, the capital of Togo, to continue my education and to help his wife around the house. But what he in fact did was trafficked me into Ghana and placed me in a shrine to become a chokoshi. A chokoshi is a practice whereby a young child, a girl, is taken into a shrine to atone for a sin committed by a family member, basically as a sacrifice. And I was chosen to be that girl. My story was reported by Christiana Mampo of CNN, and it was viewed worldwide. My now adoptive father saw the documentary and decided to come to Ghana to adopt me. The next image is a picture of me, clearly in a school uniform. I had been taken out of the shrine and put back into school. Now, naturally, I should be smiling in this picture, but why am I not smiling? The day this picture was taken, I was asked to smile. But I felt there was nothing in my life I need to smile about because I was still processing everything that happened and that's happening, and I still missed my family. So in 2016, I was contacted by a journalist whom I had built a relationship with throughout the years, and she told me that we're going to apply for a grant by Impact Africa to produce a documentary. I laughed and I said, I don't know anything about producing a documentary. She said, don't worry, I can assist you. Now, I was very nervous, even though I knew I wanted to share my story to inspire others to find their voices. I was still nervous as to how people were going to perceive my story. So the first image is a picture of me on a beach in Togo, on the way to my village. We spent 2 weeks on a journey, and we spoke to a few people along the way to get understanding of this practice called chokoshi, the system, so then I can understand what happened to me when I was a child. It was a very long, tiring 2 weeks of my life. I came across things I didn't want to know. I wanted to bury for the rest of my life. And then some information gave me peace. I found out that actually, when I was a child, I was very creative. I used to even compose songs. But my experience has suppressed that child, and I became very worried and fearful, doubtful. Anybody who said anything about caring for me, I doubted them because I felt if I accept their love, I'll get rejected again. Because leaving my family, I felt they didn't like me. So the next picture is a picture of me in London last year. We received an award for Association International Broadcasting for Best Human Interest Story. I didn't put this picture up to show you that I have arrived. I'm showing you this picture to show you that my goal was for me to share my story to inspire others. And being that we were recognized, that means that my story has reached millions, and some people have been impacted and has been inspired. So the 7-year-old migrant child that was trafficked into Ghana at the age of 7 stands before you as an associate producer working for Refine Creative. I always felt that sharing our stories is a way for us to all learn from each other, so then we can all grow together and share the struggles and the successes that we've all gone through. I work with a team of producers documenting other people's stories. For me, it's not about the fact that I want to share my story. I want to also learn other people's stories, so then I can get a better understanding of the world and other people around me. When I travel into villages and other communities and assist others in telling their stories, I get a sense of healing from that. For me, it took a very long time to be standing in front of you right now. And I didn't get here on my own. When we were producing my story, it was a team of 3 people. And when we were on the journey, I felt there is no way I can entrust my life into their hands. But when I wanted to share my story, I didn't know when and where and who to speak to about it. I just know that to share my story, I must work with someone who understands, who can see me as me, not just the story that I have and extract the story from me and broadcast it. I wanted to work with someone who is willing to collaborate with me, because that means they understand me and who I am, understand my story, and that gives me the ability to also understand where they are coming from and their professional experience to be able to entrust my story into their hands. This has been a long journey. And I'm standing here very happy about this opportunity because the journey, you cannot go on it alone. You need to have other people around you. If someone wants to perhaps assist you in your journey or in your field, it's okay to stand in your ground and know what you believe. So then you're not just being used. When I was approached, I felt these journalists are going to just get my story and produce it, not really care about me. So I had to take the time to really understand where they are coming from and to have that understanding. So the first image is me in Nigeria. Last year, we went to Nigeria to produce a story on women's participation in the electoral process. And during this production, I learned so much from different people and how it's important for us to include everyone's voices in everything that we do. You'll be tempted to compare yourself to other people in your field, around your neighborhood, in your schools. But what you have to realize is you have something unique inside of you that you have to offer to the world to make this place a better place. And also to best collaborate with other people, you must be willing to speak up and know that you have something to contribute to the conversation. I often shy away from speaking up because I spent over 20 years in silence because I wasn't sure how people will, how I will sound and how people will receive what I'm saying. I knew I was smart and I had something to say, but I just didn't know how to say it. So I kept silent for a very long time. And so now, when I'm in a group with people and I'm at the workplace, I try my best to voice my opinion because that is part of the growth process and the collaboration. When you speak up, you realize that with somebody else's information and put it together, it's the best way to work, it's the best way to live, and it's the best way to grow. This journey that I'm on, I'm still discovering myself, and I'm still processing everything. And so I just want to say that I would love for all of you to come on this journey with me, because we are not alone. We cannot live alone. In order for us to do well in this world, we must work together. So the next picture, I actually hate this picture. And that's why I put it up here. I put it up here to show you that I'm still going through that growth process. Naturally, I wouldn't want this picture because I look very tiny at the back, like behind me. My back looks really tiny. But I placed it up there because this time here is not about me. It's not about what I like. It's about me sharing with you guys and for you guys to also share with me so then we can all learn together and grow together. Right now, I really like smiling as like part of my hobby because I felt growing up, I was very sad and very timid and fearful, and also was made fun of about my teeth. I often smile with my hands over my mouth. But I've grown to the point of accepting all of me, accepting my story, accepting the process and everything that I've gone through, so then I can be a better person. When I understand myself, I can then open up myself to understand others, so then we can all learn and grow together. Thank you.